Hi there. We've been talking a lot about imposter syndrome, whether you call it that or you don't call it that. Yes. So I'm wanting to share with you today 5 tips, 5 tools that we often use in coaching to be able for you to process your imposter syndrome and to be able to overcome it. So the first thing is obviously talking. And for many of my clients, they haven't actually verbalized, they haven't said it out loud about what they're experiencing. Often we keep quiet, we don't mention it to anybody, and we look around, in meetings and think, am I the only one feeling like this? But a lot of people actually, yeah, 70% of professionals at some point in their lives are going to feel some form of imposter syndrome. So the first thing, as I said, talking. Now, coaching is ideal for that because you get to talk, you get to unpack what's going on inside you, the bubbles that come out. Um, yeah, so that's the first thing. The second thing as well is to be able to examine what it is, how you're feeling, but also to challenge those thoughts. So when these thoughts come along of, oh, I'm not enough, it's about, oh, you're telling me I'm not enough. Where is this coming from now? Okay. So to be able to share with you how to challenge the thoughts, not to just accept them of, oh, I'm not enough. I'm not far enough on my career path. I'm not succeeding. I'm not financially where I should be. I'm not. Okay. And so it's about how do we challenge? How do we meet? I always talk about monsters under the bed. When we are little and there's a big monster, and then along comes mommy and she looks under the bed and we discover, oh no, they're actually friendly monsters, or they're not monsters at all, or they're not these huge, big, looming creatures. They might just be tiny and they do shrink when we confront them. So that's point two. Then also, what's very important is it doesn't just help to have affirmations of, oh, I'm not good enough at, I'm not a good enough mother. To then say to yourself, no, you are a good enough mother, okay? Or I'm not good enough in my career, or I'm not far enough in whatever. Um, we need to have documented proof. It's like, when the little voice says, no, you're not good enough as a mother. You say, oh, excuse me, I have scientific evidence here. So it might sound strange, but to be able to work through, and it's not the time to be like, oh, oh, I haven't really, oh, I'm average, or like, no, hang on. Here is the documented proof of how good a mother I am. So yes, and to be able to confront the voice with evidence, not just an affirmation of, oh no, but you're wonderful. Yeah, so that also helps with imposter syndrome a lot of saying, here's the voice, here's the scientific proof, the evidence. Then, of course, because we in imposter syndrome, a lot of people are finding that they are doing those whole idea of perfectionism, that I've got to be the best at. So coaching also gives you an opportunity to be able to sit down and reevaluate. And if you come out and say reevaluate, okay, those are the standards, these are the values. Um, but also to teach you to be kind to yourself. I'm finding a lot of younger people have this idea of timeline of I'll have achieved my degree by then, the master's by then, the this by then, da 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 da. Da. Get married, have 2 children, publish something, do my PhD, do like, I mean, I've even heard a client who said to me who's got one master's or 2 masters, and then they say, yeah, but it's just the masters. It's like, no, people, it's not just a master's. And it's almost like a lot of people diminish what it is that they do have, as opposed to saying, no, I have a master's degree, or I have a PhD, or I have 3 master's degrees. It's not just nothing. So it's important then to see, okay, what standards are you upholding? What standards are you trying to get yourself to meet? And are they realistic? Are they not realistic? Do they come out of Disney and fairy tale? And so coaching allows you to be able to reevaluate, reassess, put together a whole plan. And then, of course, I mean, as you've heard me talk about professional, it's also important, and coaching, it's important that you work with a professional. Now, all these 5 steps you could do on your own. Okay, well, I mean, the first 4 steps you could do on your own. But what's important is that when you commit to coaching, you are sitting there, you are spending an hour at a time with yourself. I mean, of course, I'm with you, but you are spending 60 minutes that is dedicated to you. There's no other interruptions. There's no children come running down the passage. There's no employees, employers. Um, it's your time. And so it allows you an uninterrupted time to be able to examine what it is that you need to. And so you find that people who do work with a coach may find that they find better results. Okay. They may be able to reach their level of having less imposter syndrome than they had before coaching. So, as always, I'd like to invite you to a complimentary discovery session. Do contact me. Let's see what it is that we can do for you. And then remember that you are loved, you matter, and you're not alone. And this is Colleen Quist.